welcome. I am Chrissy. Welcome to my fragrance review channel. I am on Instagram with my perfume specific content. It's called Chrissy Loves Perfume. Would love for you to follow me and I will follow you back and we can interact and learn from each other. I just love being part of this perfume community. I also just opened a perfume themed merchandise shop. I am kind of a Canva whiz. I love designing things visually. And so I made some fun prints I put on t-shirts, notebooks, makeup bags, all kinds of fun things on there. So if you want to check that out, it definitely supports me and my channel to shop from it. So if anything's of interest to you, I do appreciate it. Today, I am talking about the Perfume House 1454 Fragrance Company, which is based in Miami. I went on their website and I purchased their 3 discovery kits. They have 10 perfumes in their collection in total, and each discovery kit is $8 a piece. So I spent $24 getting all of the perfumes together so I could smell them all side by side. Now, according to their website, they are inspired by the exotic and diverse aromas of our travels. Our scents evoke a feeling, a mood, a place. So love that. Overall, I will say these are very high quality perfumes. I was impressed. Did I love all of them? Of course not. I am very picky about my perfumes, but there are a couple stunners in here. So let's jump right into 1454 Fragrance Company. So the first one that I got here, they're actually numbered 1 through 10. It's just number 1. And this one has top notes of Calabrian bergamot, citron, and Sicilian orange, middle notes of Ceylon cinnamon, Nigerian ginger, and Tunisian neroli, and base notes of Chinese black tea, ambroxan, guaiac wood, and olibanum. And this is one I'm going to keep. I really do like it. I'm going to use it up. At first spray, it smells like citrus and black tea, really in equal parts, which I really love that combination. I do not ever get sick of a good tea scent. And the dry down, it turned into more of a fresh citrus and like a green tea. It kind of morphed into something more fresh and green, but it is very realistic to a green tea with a hint of sweetness in it. So going to be really great for spring. It's lively. It's nostalgic. It gives me all the feelings about just drinking tea and relaxing and sitting in the sunshine with my cup of tea. I just love that scent profile. Performance-wise, it was actually really strong, especially for being a tea scent. They usually don't last that long, but it lasted and projected all day. It was really nice. This is high quality. If you like the idea of a tea scent, definitely check out number 1. That is your girl. Number 2 here, this has top notes of bergamot and lemon, middle notes of cardamom, pear, and neroli, and base notes of leather, musk, sandalwood, and ambrette. And to me, this was not a love. So at first spray, it's like a dry, bitter scent. It reminds me a lot of turpentine, which I know sounds absolutely horrible, but it's the leather that I'm smelling, but it kind of had this like poisonous substance smell to it that I didn't love. In the dry down though, it really emerged as a blend of pear, sandalwood, and leather. So it gets better on my skin in the dry down. The leather smells like a fresh new leather, not like a worn in leather, but something like a new couch off the floor. So this is really not my style, but I'm really not into leather scents anyway. So that is really why it didn't suit me. If you like leather scents, I do think it is worth a try because it does have a little bit of like that pear in there. It doesn't really make it sweet, but it makes it a little bit, I don't know, more complex and more dynamic. Performance-wise, it definitely sticks around, but it's not a huge projector. Luckily, I think if you overspray leather scents, they can really get overwhelming. So it's kind of nice that it's a little bit more subtle. But I wish I got more of like the bergamot and lemon in there. I wish it was more like a well-rounded versus like a really leather-forward scent. But that's just me. If you like leather, then you're actually probably going to like it. Number 3 here. So number 3, the top notes are saffron and jasmine. The middle notes are ambergris and amberwood, and base notes are fir resin and cedarwood. And I love this one. This one smells so niche, upscale, beautiful, very unique. To me, at first spray, it smells like a sweet pine. Actually, I know it's fir, but to me, it evokes like sweet pine. It's nostalgic. It's inviting. There's a bit of spice in it. It's very unisex. And the dry down is like the fir resin is really the standout, but it's balanced by this subtle sweetness. And I'm a gourmand lover. So when I like the sweetness, it means that it's really equal parts. Like the sweetness really does hold its own in it. So this smells to me kind of like smelling potpourri more than like sitting in a forest. It's a nice subtle fir and some sweetness in there. I would love this as a candle. Like, I don't know what occasion I would wear this to as a perfume. I'm going to try to find one though, because I do really like it. But I think it's really more like a body, like a candle or maybe a room spray. Be really beautiful with this scent. It's just gorgeous. Performance wise though, it is pretty faint on my skin. So it's more of a skin scent, but I still really enjoy it. I'm definitely keeping this sample and running it up. All right, number 4, we have top notes of pineapple, bergamot, and cardamom, middle notes of birch, patchouli, jasmine, and rose, and base notes of ambergris, musk, vanilla, and oak moss. And at first spray, this smells like pineapple mixed with drugstore cologne. That's the best way I can describe it. It's not a nasty scent. It's not a bad scent. Actually, it kind of smells a little bit sexy in like a manly way. But it's like a tropical drink and a drugstore cologne put together. The dry down though, the pineapple does it lends its sweetness, but it takes a back seat. It's not as much like a tropical cocktail on the dry down on me. So the moss comes out more. The patchouli adds some earthiness to it. It's, honestly, it's kind of an odd blend. It smells very niche. It is unique. It doesn't smell like anything else I've ever smelled before, but it's another one that really may smell better as a candle, I'm thinking. I enjoy the scent. Like the moss and patchouli is lovely, but I'm not sure I want to smell like it. So take that for what it's worth. Then number 5 here, I have top notes of grapefruit, ginger, labdanum, ambroxan, and amber, middle notes of water, sage, rosemary, and geranium, and base notes of ambroxan and amber. And at first spray, this is like an herbal scent. It really reminds me of being in an apothecary with like a bunch of different herbs and spices. You're getting all the scents mixed together. It's kind of like calming and soothing and beautiful, and you feel like organic and natural. But the sage at first is really unidentifiable in it. But then as the dry down, the sage comes out more, which I love. I really enjoy sage as a scent. And I get the amber as well. So in the dry down, it gives me this calming spa-like feel, kind of subtle, like ambery sage, if you can imagine it. I wouldn't say it's sweet, but it doesn't come off as like bitter or harsh. It's just a really mellow, beautiful scent. I really, really like it. Performance-wise, it is subtle. It's really more of a skin scent, but I am really enjoying this one. Number 6, next one here. We're plowing right through. This has top notes of ginger, bergamot, and white wine. Interesting. Middle notes of tobacco, cedar, nutmeg, orris, and violet. And base notes of patchouli and Peru balsam. And guys, this is so good. This is probably my favorite of the whole bunch. So at first spray, it's this organic, spicy root tea scent. I don't want to say root beer. It's more like a tea of like spicy rootness. It's warming, it's organic smelling. And the dry down, it keeps the spice, which I actually really love. It reminds me a lot of gingerbread cookies. The ginger is strong. This molasses is almost overpowering, actually. The molasses kind of, even though it's not one of the notes, like that's what I get from it. What can I say? Maybe it's the nutmeg. I don't know. But it smells like molasses to me. It smells like a very pungent, powerful gingerbread type scent. But it's so nostalgic with the holidays. I can see this blending really beautifully with a vanilla scent. Like I have Eilish, for example. It's kind of like a creamy vanilla, ice cream vanilla. If I put these two together, I think it's going to be absolute heaven. Performance-wise, it's really great. It lasts, it projects all day. Cannot complain. I'm absolutely keeping this one and probably buying a full-size bottle. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right, number 7 here. I have top note of bergamot, middle note of cedarwood, and base note of oud. And this is really a no for me, but on first spray, it's straight up cedar and oud. Like it's quality ingredients. It reads as being niche and quality and strong. It's just not my profile, I think. And then the dry down, it really keeps that same just like cedar and oud balance. So it smells very unisex. It's a beautiful, subtle oud. It's not like a stinky oud, which is nice. And it does stick around all day on me, but has a relatively small scent bubble, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, it's just not really my cup of tea, but But if you like the idea, something more niche, cedar oud smelling, very unisex, like I think it'd be great on a man. I think you might actually enjoy it. It is very high quality. All these ingredients you can tell are just great quality. I'm really enjoying them. So number 8 is like an absolute scrubber for me. I'm going to tell you about it in a second, but basically I put it on in the morning one day, and the next morning I could still smell it on me. And I just was like, oh, get it off of me. This is awful. And my boyfriend was saying, I can smell your perfume and I'm really not liking it. I'm like, I know, I don't like it either. I know it'll be gone soon. I promise. So anyway, let me tell you about it. So this has top notes of rose and blackberry, middle notes of benzoin and frankincense, and base notes of oud and leather. And at first spray, the rose and the blackberry really sit on top of this powdery oud. There's a slight doll's head smell to it too. And the dry down, it really smells to me exactly like Al Rehab's oud and rose, like just a straight up oud rose combination. And the oud's a little stanky. I don't really love it. Obviously, I don't love it. They blend well together, like in theory, though it's not my scent profile. I think if you like those ingredients, they are good. Like the quality is really great. And there is a hint of sweetness in there, which is nice and very welcome. But the doll's head and the blackberry really went away. And I wish the blackberry had stuck around and just balanced it a little bit better. There is like a little bit of a powderiness to the oud. So yeah, if you like oud, you might actually really enjoy this. I think it's just me. Number 9 here. So this has top notes of verbena, iris, and lemon, middle note of violet leaf, and base notes of ambergris and sandalwood. And at first spray, this is like very green and herbal. It reminds me a bit of lavender. Actually, I know it's not one of the notes, but it gives me a lavender vibe just at first. And it does have a bitterness to it, though, that I don't really love in my herbal sense. But that makes sense. Herbs really are bitter, so it's very realistic. But in the dry down, it really smells like ambrette to me. So ambrette is used as a replacement for animal musk in perfumes. And this one smells kind of like a bitter herbs and musk kind of scent. Not my thing, and it's really more of a skin scent. So yeah, it's got the apothecary thing going for it, but just not as good as the other one, I think, if you're going to go for the herbal scent. Now, number 10, the final one here, I have top notes of mandarin and pear, middle notes of florals, and base notes of ambrette seed, musk, and benzoin. And this is a no for me as well. At first spray, it's this very faint watery scent with a hint of floral. It is so extremely subtle. I was really searching for it. It reminds me a bit of the perfumes that are like, your skin, but better, Like it's trying to be a skin scent. Nothing wrong with that. In the dry down, the florals did come out more on my skin, and I got more of like the musk and benzoin. So it definitely blossomed on my skin over time, which is nice. I didn't get any fruitiness from the top notes. It's really just a floral musk combination, but it's very classy and upscale smelling. It's a little bit subtle. I can see this being like date night or a wedding or somewhere that you want to smell really beautiful and niche and unique, but you also don't want to overpower people with your scent. This is really good for that. But it really does smell expensive. And performance-wise, it's pretty good. It did last and project all day. Not beast mode, but I think the scent itself is a little bit more on the subtle side. But like when you put your nose to your arm, I got it. It was definitely still sticking around. And I think oftentimes I go nose blind throughout the day to my scents. Other people can smell it when I can't. And I think you might get that experience with this one. So yeah, this is my review of 1454 Fragrance Company. I would love to get your thoughts if you've tried them. I think, you can tell which ones are my favorites. But get the kit that makes sense for the profile that you like, because I do break it down to 3 different categories. So thank you so much for being here. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope you have a very beautiful day.